Hello, beautiful. It's Joe again, and today we're wrapping up week 18 of alternate day intermittent fasting life. And this week I want to talk about dry fasting. Now, I've been hearing about dry fasting pretty much from the beginning. If you watched my very first video, I did mention I wasn't dry fasting. That was a little extreme for me at that point. But I have now reached the point where I'm curious about it and know more about it and have done more research, and I'm dipping my toe in that water. And I've learned a lot, specifically from people like Dr. Mindy Pelz. I'll link her below. She personally dry fasts once a week. And what she does is she gets up in the morning and she has her coffee, and then that's it for her day. And then she doesn't have anything else until coffee the next morning. So no fluids, no electrolytes, completely dry. There are two different kinds of dry fasting, and that is a soft fast and a hard fast, basically. Now, what that means is I'm doing a soft fast. That's where I'm dipping my toe in the water. And a soft fast means I can still brush my teeth, wash my hands, bathe. Hard fasting on dry fasting means doing your darndest to have no physical contact with moisture whatsoever, so that you're not absorbing the water through your skin or anything. I'm not there. I don't know if I'll ever be there. I mean, I think y'all want me to brush my teeth and bathe. I'm just saying. But I did dry fast yesterday. So I got up in the morning and I had a cup of water that I always have with my morning caffeine pill and my morning magnesium. I didn't have anything else. And then I went to work all day, and it was actually easier than you might imagine, at least for me, partially because it was my place where I had to wear the mask all day anyway. So, one, I was busy, I was moving around a lot, I didn't have to stop and take off the mask just to get a drink of water. So in some ways it made it a little bit easier. Towards the later part of the evening, it was a smidge more challenging, mostly because I'm used to having this right next to me like all the time. So I actually deliberately put my water in it, put it in the fridge so that it wasn't next to me to keep my brain out of that zone, but it still wasn't like torturous or anything. We are just talking about a 1-day dry fast. It's not actually considered terribly safe to do more than a couple of days anyway. 1 day is very likely the longest I'll ever do. But I didn't have any real trouble doing it. There are some very specific benefits to dry fasting. So let's talk a little bit about what those benefits are. Now, you do get a boost in your reduction of inflammation. Any type of fasting is going to help reduce inflammation. But it does, I'm going to read it to you because I'm not going to say it right otherwise. Hang on. Okay. One of the key benefits you can expect is reduced inflammation levels. Any type of fasting will lower inflammation. However, it appears that dry fasting has an added punch. Another benefit to note is that dry fasting may also help improve your overall cognitive functions. It's really good for your brain power. And so it provides protective effects to your brain health. It appears to be especially beneficial in improving neuron protection against brain dysfunction and degeneration. Dry fasting balances cholesterol levels, and if you are hoping to manage diabetes and control blood glucose levels, dry fasting is a great benefit to you. When you dry fast, there is a 50% reduction in glucose, as well as an insulin-like growth factor, which is important to control to better manage, really, I phrased that weird, okay, which is important to better manage insulin sensitivity. Improved bone health is another benefit that you can expect when you implement dry fasting into your life. Regular water fasting comes with many great benefits. If you dry fast, the benefits are simply pronounced. So it just takes all of your regular water fasting benefits and just improves them. Now let me put all this together by also saying, as always, I am not a medical professional and am simply learning new things as I go and trying them on for a fit. Always listen to your body and your own doctor. If you have any underlying medical conditions, which I do not, it is always recommended to speak to them before trying such big changes in your lifestyle. So, yeah, it went really well for me. I can say that, I weighed in just on principle. I didn't record it or nothing, but no real difference that way. It was fine. Any which way, it was easy either way. It really wasn't a hard problem. I think that whatever benefits I get from it were worth the minor inconvenience of being a little bit thirsty later in the night. So, yeah, buddy. Now, as of right now, I am a couple of days into my regular alternate day part of my Crazy 88s. So, if you recall, the Crazy 88s are regular 88-hour fasts. So, 3 days of fasting, 2 days of food, 8 days of alternate day, back to 88 hours of fasting. Towards the end of this week, as we start to go into the weekend, it'll be time for my 88-hour fast again. As of right now, I'm just smack in the middle of regular alternate day, and today is actually a food day. And I've had my eggs, I've had my avocado, I've had my bone broth, had a few walnuts, nice healthy fats. I did take a few pictures of some of the foods that I've been eating the last few times, just so y'all can get an idea of how I eat. And I have to say, it's definitely helped me pick and choose my foods better. I still have a sweet or a candy if I want it or if I'm craving it. Like, I've been really enjoying sherbet lately. So sherbet is, I've always pronounced it with an R. There's no R in that word. But I got some of those little cup single serves, but I have 2 of them. But it's got a nice zip and tang that I'm really enjoying right now. And it's a nice way to end up my food day. I made a black bean and corn stew with the little crackers, and that turned out pretty well, although I did need to put a little bit more tomatoiness in it. I forgot to. I had intended to and just forgot to add it. But it's still very good the way it is. So I cooked up the black beans with some fresh diced garlic clove and a half an onion, and then had some canned veggies, so canned mixed veggies, some canned corn, some ground beef, and put it all together. And it's a nice little stew, but it's also nice protein, good fiber, decent veggie varieties and nutrition. I did have one day, I had a small bowl worth of goulash left from dinner a few days ago, and I had that for lunch. So I had a little bit of pasta, a little bit of carby food like that, but I did at least have it earlier in the day. So besides food, one of the most important things is something I'm not doing right now. And if you've seen my last few videos, you know that getting out for my morning walks was getting to be a little bit of a waking up struggle. And as the week progressed into the next week, I realized that my ankle was feeling pretty good. So I have a pretty bad flare-up of Achilles tendonitis in my left ankle, and I had decided, you know what, I'm just going to give myself a couple of more weeks off, just take that time, and we're going to see how my ankle feels and give it a real chance to heal. Because I try to take a little break here and there to give it a little break, but I didn't want to get out of my workout habit, and I'm thinking that's part of why I've plateaued lately on the pounds. My body is still redistributing things, and it's not going backwards, it's just stabilizing, although the inches still changed last time. but I haven't really lost more weight to speak of lately, and it's probably because I have lost a lot of my activity levels by taking that time off, but my ankle is actually feeling a lot better now, and I think it was the right choice. So I haven't been walking at all in the mornings except for my Gizmo's little walks, half a mile here, half a mile there, normal ones, in the shoes that make my feet the happiest but aren't the best for going out and walking 5 miles. Um, I also have taken the 2 weeks off of yoga even because that did put some pressure on it, especially getting into things like downward dog and such. They definitely challenged my ankle a little bit, and I did my best to stay off of it. But in the end, I just decided I need to give myself permission to heal. So my intent is to get back to working out next week at the beginning of the month. So as of right now, we are just not going to work out for a little while and just continue to give our body that time to rest and recover and recoup from the challenges that it has. You may have also noticed last week and this week that I am not doing my full body photos. I'm leaning towards, and that was a deliberate choice, I'm leaning towards not doing it but once a month now. I'm going to still put my little selfies in with the full body pictures that I take here and there, just seeing how certain outfits fit or things like that. But the full same workout outfit, full body shot that I've been doing weekly is going to become a monthly thing, I think. Speaking of the full body shots I've taken, there's today. There is yesterday at work. Now, that shirt is this close to getting retired. It's getting way too huge, and if you look at it, this picture from the back, that's how I had to make it fit me more presentably, tie that knot in the back, and so that is all about to get washed again and put into the bag to go to the thrift store where so many other things have gone. I've now got 3 bags of clothes that have gone away out of my house because I'm either not going to wear them or can't wear them or look crappy wearing them. Most of what I'm keeping that's too big are my nerd t-shirts, so it's just the way it is sometimes. We need our nerdness. And nerd t-shirts are always appropriate, even if they're big. So I'd say that about wraps up this week's video. Dry fasting, taking a break from working out, more clothes have been retired. Check out Dr. Mindy Pelz if you want to know more about dry fasting in general, and she has a lot of good information. You've heard me talk about her a few times before. And you have a beautiful week, and I will see you next time. But you know, it's just got a nice zip and a tang.
I'll just say,
What else have I taken pictures of? Anything else I wanted to say? I forgot to take a picture of it. I'll take one later. But there, I've been having like. Now, beyond that, I don't think there's much to say this week. The dry fast was interesting. If your health is pretty strong already. I think that about wraps it up this week. So dry fasting,